Hype Network presents.
On this episode of season 4, let's talk.
I'll say like when I tear my ACL, my new passion was to write, like from basketball to writing. So that was my new passion when I started writing. Like I've done it for the last 11 years.
Interesting. On behalf of my guest here in the Rajiv Show, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey folks, welcome back to the Rajiv Show, and I'm your host Rajiv Doreswamy. And this show aims to help reach out to those who are currently struggling in life and to remind you that life is indeed beautiful when you're inspired to make it your own. My guest today is from America. I'm a huge fan of this guy. This guy is a hip hop artist, an author. My friend Paul Miller. Paul, how you doing, Paul?
Yo, what's up, man? Everything's good. I had a productive day. Exercise, did some exercising and stuff. Did a lot of stuff.
Awesome, awesome. Anyway, could you give my listeners a background about yourself?
Oh yeah. Uh, Came from humble beginnings. I grew up playing basketball. Like I'm from Louisiana in the States, so United States of America. And I went to college for massage therapy. I wrote a book. I'm an author, podcaster, music artist. There's just so many different things about me. Like I'm a great person overall, and uh, like I'm a creative. I call myself a creative genius because I'm good with creative writing and making music and stuff. I love writing songs and stuff. Like I'm creative at songwriting.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the first question that I asked my interviewers is, who were you in high school? If you and I were classmates, are you the energetic type? Are you the introverted type? And how do you label yourself if you and I were classmates in high school?
We got along just fine. Like I'll be like the class clown and like just always have energy and stuff. Like just clowning and stuff. Like bringing the class a lot of laughter.
And then next question is, of course, who is your greatest motivator and why?
My greatest motivator, I would say my parents. They motivate me to do a lot of things and clean my room to doing everything, man. For real.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to the your fam, by the way, if they're tuning in to the podcast.
Yeah, I let them listen.
Yeah. And my next question is, of course, connected to your past. Is now you're in the, of course, you're making music and you're doing your stuff. What made you who you are? What is that breaking point that made you choose music? Is there a particular story in your life where you know you decide, okay, this point of my life, I'm done fooling around. I want to get serious with music or with my book, with stuff. Like what is that point that made you who you are? Like,
I'll say like when I tear my ACL, my new passion was to write, like from basketball to writing. So that was my new passion when I started writing. Like I've done it for the last 11 years.
interesting. And the next question is, if today was yesterday, what would you keep and what would you let go of?
What would I keep and let go of? I'll probably keep a girlfriend from the past.
Yeah.
What would I let go of? Let go of uh, what would I let go? past. I would let go of like just people, like a lot of people that didn't mean really nothing.
Interesting.
Like I did. That's what I did do that, but it took a while.
And my next question is, of course, towards the future. What are your thoughts for the future?
Live in the future. So like my thoughts of the future
Hmm.
is that we all need to change the world, change how we operate and stuff, like how we move each and every day, like just how we live and stuff. Like everybody, we need to improve and more. I want to say more about that because like
Sure,
just
sure.
thoughts of the future. Like we are in the future.
Hmm.
We are in the future. Like we're ahead. Like it's 2020, and but like all the stuff that goes on. Like what I think about the future. I think like this COVID stuff is gonna clear. I
Hmm.
think there's a lot. It's gonna be some futuristic things showing up in the within the next couple years, 5 years. Um, Technology, all that. Um, yeah, the future is bright. Like it's our tomorrow. The future is special.
That's actually powerful stuff.
I want to be remembered. Like I want people to be a popular name, like a popular person that's gonna be like talked about and stuff, and for more people to know about me, like in my music and stuff that I have to offer. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And my next question is, of course, what inspires you?
What inspires me? Family, the world, like just people in general, like good people that you know, that's generous, that's uplifting, people that says good things all the time. Like I got good friends that you can talk to and be like, they give you good advice and stuff. Like especially my music engineer that works with me. He on my songs sometimes. He he's always like uplifting and you know just he talks about stuff with common sense, not common sense, but like stuff with a lot of sense in it,
Mm.
and it makes sense. Like all the stuff that he talks about. Like so, what else inspires me? Like family, uh, just myself. Like when I write stuff, like when I write music and stuff, and read books and stuff, and I grow from that. Like just creatively sharpening my sword, my lyricism and stuff with my music. What
Interesting.
else inspires me? Uh, just my life, my past and stuff. Like just growing up and all the books I've read. The life experience that I've done, the traveling and all that. Like it's all good. Like so, when I every day when I see people, like they inspire me. Like they might do a dance or something that I want to like learn how to do. Like it might be a dance, it might be um, stuff that people is talking about, like a new movie or something. But it's always something to learn from the world, from people. Everybody is your teacher, and you can learn something from everybody, depending on how they are. Like if they want to be um, like that teachable person. Yeah. What else inspires me? Um, Not just my music, not just my podcast, not just all that plays a part in it. Not just my book, not just being an author, not just inspiring others and being vocal, speaking, my voice and stuff, my spirit, all that matters. Everything, my aura, my chakras, all that. everything that I am, my soul, like all that inspires me, and outward, inward, outward, from the heart outward. So you got to go out there and inspire others and create and really flex a muscle and stuff. Sometimes you got to relax. Sometimes you got to sleep. Sometimes, but you're meant to stay on your feet most of the time. So there's a lot to be done, and I'm glad we're doing this podcast.
Wow, some powerful stuff right
It's
there.
good. Yeah, it, uh, good talk for us today.
Yeah. Since you mentioned chakras and a lot of in-depth stuff, I want to talk about motivation and philosophy. Is there a particular quotation that led you to, stay driven? You know, from you mentioned earlier that you used to play basketball. Is there a Michael Jordan quote or a Kobe Bryant quote that you stuck to for almost a long time?
Let me see. I just watched them play. I don't have any quotes. There. I just watched them play and stuff. Growing up and being inspired by Kobe's movie and stuff, and Jordan, he was even in the movie and stuff.
Yeah.
He's in some movies,
Space Jam. I think that was the
but
movie.
yeah, Space Jam.
And I mean, my question is like, is there like anyone philosopher you had a deep dive into, deep philosophy? Is there any particular philosophy that you've stuck through for a very long time? That's kept you, motivated.
Tupac
Mm.
Shakur, he said in one of his songs, and in my mind, I'm a blind man doing time. Look to my future because my past is all behind.
Mm. That,
So
that's some interesting stuff.
that was a good quote. That was a good quote. That was a quote that I thought was good.
Mm. That's really fascinating stuff. Anyway, before we continue into my favorite segmented talks, we're just gonna have a short break. Yeah, and we'll be
Cool.
right back.
Mainit na diskusyunan,
Masarap na kwentuhan,
malinamnam na usapan,
at nakakagising na balitaktakan.
parang kape lang. My name is Jeff.
And I'm Weya Angeline
Join us in our conversations at Coffee na Lang Dear Podcast.
Hey folks, welcome back to this episode. I'm here with Paul Miller, aka MC Nook. And now we're gonna talk about our favorite topic, which is of course music talk. As he mentioned before the ad, Tupac Shakur, we're gonna dive deep into some hip hop stuff.
All right.
Hip hop is one of the roots of funk. I think it's one of the renaissance of funk. Am I right, Paul?
Yeah, yeah. Funk was before that,
Yeah.
before hip hop.
And I'm a major James Brown fan, so anything that goes post James Brown, Prince, Michael Jackson, and of course, I've delved deep into like some Jay-Z and stuff. I gotta
Yeah.
ask, the important question is, what's the difference between that and current music? I mean, with the current pop scene, like what's the difference with hip hop now and how it is evolved over the years? Is it a good change or a bad change?
It's a good change or a bad change.
Hmm.
From James Brown to Jay-Z.
Yeah, the evolution. Like, what are your thoughts? Like with the new guys, like who are the new hip hop artists? Post Malone, I think, was the last that I heard.
I don't really know too much about the old school stuff. I haven't been paying attention to it now, but like I'm inspired by a lot of it. Like
What is
um
the best genre? What was the best timeline of hip hop? If people are tuning in, like, what is the best time?
they're
Like,
all good. I like them all. Like they're all unique in their own ways. Like even the new school stuff with the trap and the melodic, like in America. Like I don't know what's going on in other countries, how their hip hop is going, or like Africa or the Philippines, like where you from
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, so but like it has evolved, like it's everywhere. Like what you talking about, like America hip hop?
Yes, I'm talking about American hip hop
Okay.
and your views to the sound today than the sound that from where you started listening to hip hop. Like, of course,
Man,
you
it has
mentioned
changed,
earlier
man.
Tupac. You mentioned Tupac, and then I'm sure NWA and the other Ice Cube and all these guys. Like, what's the
So
main difference from these guys to today's music? I mean, is there any like big sudden difference?
nothing has changed. It's just the style has changed.
I
What do you
mean,
think about it? Like in the Philippines view. Like what you think about it?
in the Philippines, there are some few rap battles that I've come across. I remember in college, a friend of mine used to tune into some of these rap battles. I forgot the name of the sing rap battles, but they used to have this like they go all out. It's somewhat the
Yeah.
scenario of it is like I don't know if you could imagine like the MTV. They had that your mama says something like that. They start off with and that,
Yeah,
and
I
then they start.
remember
Yeah,
that.
I
Your
remember.
mama.
I remember a friend of mine who showed me this clip. I don't. It's somewhat with the same format, like, but the only difference is it's in Tagalog, and of course that's the national language. I couldn't really comprehend much, but I think they're doing a good job. And hip hop music is same. One musician that I really I like from the music scene, one of my guilty pleasures is of course KZ Tandingan. There was one song that had this funk kind of feel, and it's melodic, but there's also the rap section, and it's pretty phenomenal. Uh,
Which artist?
KZ Tandingan she's actually an amazing hip hop. It's funny.
I
Uh,
couldn't hear.
it's an amazing. She's an amazing personality. I mean, she's a huge
Swayze?
KZ Tandingan. Uh,
Casey?
yeah, and she's really phenomenal. I mean, she knows how to rap, and she's kind of she. I think she even did one of Eminem's thing. There was a performance. I forgot the performance, but I was going through on YouTube, and pretty phenomenal musician. I mean,
Yeah.
her music is also good. I mean, there's a lot of good tunes out there. But the one thing that really caught my ear is of course Imposible, which is a Tagalog stuff, melodic, and it's got that funk feel. And that was the only, to be honest, that's my only guilty pleasure from OPM music that I listen to. And yeah, and
Yeah.
from the Western side, I've never heard anything that's really captured my ear. To be honest, I I don't know. I mean, I've been hearing the name Post Malone a lot. Uh,
Yeah. He's popular, man.
yeah, but the one that I noticed from the Western, the one Western guy that caught my ear was I think Ed Sheeran, because I think he has a little bit of Eminem vibe.
They
Ed
did a
Sheeran.
song together.
Yeah, I think his first album were Thinking Out Loud. I think it was popular in college. So every time I turn around, like one corner, someone is playing Thinking Out Loud, and then I turn up to the other corner, and then another person is singing the song. It's it kind of becomes too boring at some point. Like on everyday basis,
It
someone who
becomes
has a guitar, and then they start singing Thinking Out Loud. It's like, oh shit, is there any other tune like? Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I love the guy. I love the music. I love the album. But yeah, I really don't like thing the repetition of that thing over and over again. But I mean, who?
you said
Well,
everybody was playing it out.
yeah, everybody's playing literally. I mean,
The
I
whole
used to
world.
I used to go hang around in a corner. There's a small corner where we sit down, and of course, some guy would have a guitar, and then of course they start singing, just to pass time. And then of course
Yeah.
the first song that plays, because I think it was around 2016. That was when Thinking Out Loud released his first single. I think that was
Yeah.
when the thing became popular. That was the first song that they start playing, and it's kind of boring. It becomes boring after like the 10th time, listening to it over and over again.
Yeah.
What is your latest music like? What is the latest piece of music that captured your ear?
I can't remember, man. I've been making my own music, like,
Uh, I
but like
mean, like,
it's a lot of good songs. Like, um,
you haven't been
I'm
tuning
trying to
into the
think.
latest Spotify trends and all that stuff.
No, I don't be on. I don't be on Spotify that much. Sometimes I listen to my podcast, or I might listen to other people's podcasts, or I might. Uh, Sometimes I listen to music on there. Like, if it's no other way, like if it's on YouTube, I listen to it on YouTube.
Awesome. Anyway, there's an amazing conversation about music. We had a nice deep dive. Um, if anyone wants to connect with you via social media, how do they find you on social media? By the way, pal.
I got MC Nook on YouTube. That's MC space Nook Nook. I'm trying to look for some other links. Instagram, I'm Light People 7. On my podcast, it's called Free Time Free Spill Podcast on like all the platforms, Apple, Google. And I got a book on Amazon for anybody that's creative, musicians, poets, anybody that loves to write. It's called MC Nook The Formula, My Life in Hip Hop, on Amazon by Paul J. Miller. That's me, aka MC Nook. And again, it's called MC Nook The Formula, My Life in Hip Hop, on Amazon. I also got a course,
Yeah.
Hip Hop and Creativity, on udemy.com. That's all.
Ah, awesome, awesome. And with that in mind, I hope the listeners had I learned a thing or two about the history of hip hop and our conversation on hip hop. I want to say
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you, Paul Miller, for joining my show, all the way from Louisiana. Um, I'm looking forward to having you in my show again. I hope you don't
Yeah,
mind.
man.
Let's talk
It
about
was it was
music.
nice
Let's have
talking, because we talk about some deep stuff.
um, and with
Talk to
that
you
in
soon.
yeah, with that in mind, folks, I will see you in the next episode. Cheers. Stay safe.